Hey, this is Rick Kasalj, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, I wanted to go through how to improve your golf swing in just 40 seconds. And I'll get Alex to demonstrate it on how to do that, and I will then kind of go through things in detail. There you go. That one stretch will end up helping you improve your golf swing. Perfect. And let me kind of go through things in a little bit more detail. The thing that ends up affecting your golf swing the most ends up being the number one thing that you do throughout the day. And what that is sitting. So if you look at your day, when you get up, you're oftentimes sitting in order to eat breakfast. You're driving to work. You're going to meetings. You're working on the computer. You're sitting down for lunch. You're playing around on your phone. You're playing on your tablet. You're watching TV. All of this stuff ends up affecting your hips and tightening up your hips, which ends up affecting your golf swing. So what you need to do is unlock your hips and loosen up your hips, and that'll end up helping when it comes to your golf swing. One way of doing that is trying to stand more often, but a common mistake that people make when it comes to standing is they do this. So in standing, they still, I'll move this hand right here, they still keep having a little bit of a bend in that hip. So what I want you to do is straighten out the leg so that hip is straight instead of slightly bent. Now what you don't want is to hyperextend your knees too much. You want to bring them to straight. You don't want to bring them back yet. So they're slightly bent, but we want to try to straighten out that hip. So try to lose that slight bend. Good. Lose the slight bend, and then try to straighten out that hip when you're standing. And that little thing, a little trick will end up helping a lot when it comes to the tightness of your hip. So standing more and sitting less, and when you stand, trying to straighten out that hip. Now I'll go through that specific exercise that Alex went through that will help your golf swing in just 40 seconds. So you're going into a 90-90 position. So the front leg's at 90, the back leg's at 90, and now Alex is going to tighten the abdominal area, tighten the glutes, bring the hips forward a little bit, then bring the arm straight up overhead, and then she's going to add a little bit of a side bend. And what this is going to do is stretch out the front of the thigh, it's going to end up stretching deep into the hip, and then it's also going to stretch the side here, because this area tends to be all tight when people sit a lot and when they end up working on their golf swing. So we want to loosen it up in order to help with your golf swing. So now I'll get you to face this way, Alex, and go through it again. So you saw things from the side, and one key thing to remember, she was in really good posture. Now from the front, 90-90, knees in line with the hip. She's in good posture from the front. Good. She's bringing the arm overhead and then side bending. Remembering to tighten up the abdominals, tighten up the glutes, bring the hips forward. And then what she's doing is the left leg is back, so she's stretching out that left arm. So she's stretching out the front of the thigh, the hip, deep in that hip, and then also the side muscles, the lats. Perfect. So with this one, when it comes to sets, reps, and time, what you're looking at doing is one set. You're going to end up doing at minimum one repetition and holding each stretch for 20 seconds, alternating back and forth. In order to get more benefit, I would recommend to do two repetitions on each side, alternating back and forth. And along with minimizing your sitting, straightening out that hip when you stand, and doing this stretch exercise, it'll end up helping when it comes to your golf swing. Now, I wanted to go through one more bonus exercise that you can end up doing along with that 90-90 with side bend. So what it is adding a little bit of a rotation. So back into that 90-90 position, and what you're going to end up doing is bring the arms out so they're touch below shoulder height, and then you're going to rotate to one side, and then you're going to rotate to the other side. Good. Perfect. So with this one, we end up having all of the same stuff. 90-90, tighten up the abdominal area, bring the hips forward, and then we're going to rotate from side to side, also remembering to have good posture. Now what we're doing is now we're stretching when it comes to that twisting movement, which ends up being important in golf. And so that ends up targeting those hip muscles in a different direction, and also in a direction that oftentimes ends up being tight if you end up sitting for a long period of time. So there you go. Give those 4 things a go in order to improve your golf swing in just 40 seconds. So this ends up being Rick Casales from exercisesforinjuries.com. Now, if you are suffering from hip pain, what I recommend for you to do is click right here. I have a brand new report called 5 Tricks to Fight Hip Pain and Tightness. Just click right here and let me know where to send that report. Now, if you're watching this video on a mobile device or tablet, head down below in the description, click this first link, which will end up being exercisesforinjuries.com/hips. Let me know where to send that brand new report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you got some benefit from this video, then head down below and hit like. If you have a question or comment for me, head down into the comment section and leave it there for me. Now, before you go, make sure to hit subscribe so you end up getting other pain relieving videos.